Got a limited company and wondering what or if you should file because it's done nothing? Well, watch on. As a business accountant, my team and I spend all day long helping business owners on their journey. And of course, we do a lot in the world of early stage businesses where either they've just started up or it's their first year and they've realized they suddenly need to do something. And of course, the YouTube channel has spawned many, many questions around this particular subject. So I thought I'd take a question or multiple questions really from the comment section over recent times and just answer this question of, look, I've got a limited company. What do I need to file? It's done nothing. And I say done nothing with bunny ears, and that's what I want to dig into. So before we get into this video, if you like these type of videos, make sure to click the subscribe button and the bell below so you get notified whenever we release more just like it. Now, what I should say is we have done a ton of content on this already, but I kind of wanted to package it back up into a video that answers this question directly because it does appear that for whatever reason people can't find those videos. But I'll put some links as we go in either the comments or in, pop up all over the place, whatever. There'll be links to other videos where we talk about things in isolation. But if you've got a limited company, there's stuff you've got to do, right? You generally have to file at Companies House and the Revenue. They're the two places, and you get quite a long time after the company year end to do it. So if you've just got your limited company, you should be thinking about the future, like what do I need to do? Let's speak to an accountant, because I think you miss out on a lot of opportunities with a limited company early by not getting some advice and making sure that you're okay with how you pay yourself, all those kind of things. But we do have a lot of people who will form limited companies because it's, I don't know, new year, and just as an example, and they're pumped to do it and they just don't do anything with them. Now, that's where it can get complicated, and that's where there's some videos on the channel around, is your company dormant? And that's really what we're asking is, if you've done nothing, what have you got to file? Now, done nothing is an interesting phrase. So if you have traded in any sense, if you've got expenses, you've opened a bank account, you've started paying expenses and you've made no money, that's different to not doing anything. That's trading. You've got all the normal things you've got to do. You've got to file at Companies House with a set of accounts. You've got to file with the tax people with a full set of accounts and a corporation tax return. That's trading, right? But if you haven't done anything, you've not even opened a bank account, and you've had no significant accounting transactions, which is what Companies House are interested in, then you can actually file dormant accounts with Companies House. And you can phone the tax people, the corporation tax department, and say, we haven't traded, we've done nothing, please don't send me a tax return. And that's actually quite easy. There's a tool to file dormant accounts if you want to do it for free. You need a little bit of accounting knowledge, but it isn't like a normal set of limited company accounts, which is very unlikely you'd be able to do without professional assistance. This could be done if you've got a relative sort of accounting background. It is possible. But as I mentioned, there is a big difference. So the amount of times we hear, I've done nothing, it's dormant, and then you talk to someone and they're like, oh yeah, apart from it did this and it did that. And so there's actual accounting transactions that need to go into those accounts. And then therefore you can't file dormant. You need to file another set. Currently there's something called a micro standard that's possible. I'm not a big fan of those. Our business doesn't tend to file those, but that is possible. And again, there is in theory a free tool, but that one you will need some accounting knowledge to do to make sure it's accurate. And you would still then, if you've done that, if it hasn't traded, but you've got accounting transactions, you can be in a weird place where you need to file a slightly more in-depth one for Companies House, but you might still not need to do a corporation tax return in a full set, and therefore, again, speak to the revenue and let them know. So in summary, done nothing needs to mean nothing, like literally. I mean, there's an argument to say if you've opened a bank account that bears interest, that's an accounting transaction, right? It's going to be in there. You should file more at Companies House, not just the dormants. But generally, we're talking about, people often will say something like, I've just opened it to save the name, or I'm going to do something with it later. It's literally done nothing. You've opened it, you've just forgot about it, and you're like, oh, I've got to do something. That tends to be dormant, and therefore you need to file dormant accounts at Companies House. You'll also see there's a report that says it's called a confirmation statement and a persons with significant control return. You'll need to do those as well, all done with Companies House. And then you need to tell the tax people that you don't have a tax return to do if you are actually dormant, because otherwise they'll send you one and then they'll send you £100 fine for not doing it, and it'll keep going. So definitely do that. And again, there's more videos on all of these things in detail, but do know either way, there's stuff to file. It's just if you've had any significant accounting transactions at all, or you have incurred expenditure, you're kind of in the other column and you need to think about what you're actually filing. It's not going to be as easy as it would have been if you'd literally done nothing. That's it. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video and it answers that question. Please do drop any questions in the comments and I'll try and pick up on those where we can. Please share it with anybody who needs to know this info, and I'll see you in the next one.